just before election season, there seems to be a massive pushback against internet censorship, much to the dismay and horror of Democrat supporters. I mean, how can they win elections if you don't get censorship? These individuals, they cannot debate. Did you notice that? Like, when's the last time you saw AOC debate with a right-winger? How long is her political career? It must have been more than 5 years now. Has she ever been in one single debate? Just one. Just one debate where she sits down and talks with a right-winger. I think like the last time she was challenged to a debate was Ben Shapiro, and she tried to equate that with him catcalling her. Do I remember that correctly? Because I think that was the case a couple of years ago. But most of the left-wing talking heads do not debate. Like, when's the last time you saw Greta Thunberg? You know, a lot of people could benefit from her wisdom. She could sway a lot of minds if she were to debate a denialist. But no, this just doesn't happen. We do not have debates anymore, especially not on the internet. You get to know which is the correct way of thinking. The communicat comes down, and you get like the terms of service being updated. They're cracking down on harmful mis and disinformation and hate speech, and it's usually one way. In fact, when it goes both ways, when community notes started appearing on Twitter, again, leftists were despairing. They were in huge dismay. Like, what is this? Like, our side is getting tone policed? No, unacceptable, horrible. We are the ones that are doing the tone policing. You see someone getting banned and you think of me? Kind of that was the rhetoric on Twitter. But now it appears that Media Matters may have done an oopsie. You see, initially they claimed that there is a rise in anti-Semitismus on Twitter. And apparently the image that they showed with advertisement appearing next to anti-Semitismus couldn't be reproduced by other watchdogs. Because apparently what they must have done is they tinkered with the system and they refreshed the page so many times until they got the desired result. They used Twitter in a way that's not supposed to be used, and this is the lawsuit that's going to follow. This is what it's about. Twitter is claiming that Media Matters was disingenuous in their harvesting of evidence, which got several large advertisers to pull away from Twitter. And it's not just Twitter that's suing. Apparently, the CEO of Rumble posted on Twitter yesterday that he's going to sue as well. Trump Truth Social is going to join the lawsuit. And the lawsuit doesn't just involve Media Matters. It involves its shareholders, the people that donated to it. Like, they're going to run an investigation to see who is responsible for this. And as you can see here, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is opening an investigation into Media Matters for potential fraudulent activity, after ex-CEO Elon Musk accused the left-wing media watchdog group of manipulating data on the social media platform. So this is big for two reasons. Number one, finally, actions seem to may have consequences. It's a shocking thing that most people on the left hadn't had to worry about. But the second important thing is that through discovery, we may actually notice, yes, like who were the shareholders? Who is donating money to these companies that are there to enforce censorship on the internet? To silence the average person, to silence the peasant. Who are they? What interest do they have? Where do they get their money from? So on and so forth. And of course, it's going to destroy the credibility of Media Matters. It's going to be more difficult for them because up until now they pretended, oh no, we're not a biased group. We just happen to be concerned about the state of the mainstream media. I mean, it's in the name. It's Media Matters, right? It matters. So therefore, we need to make sure that it is sanitized, that it is pure, that it is sterile, and only we can do it. But as you can see, the journalist is now, I think like this is from Fox News, they're calling it a left-wing media watchdog group. I would say that they're not even left-wing. They're probably working for the Clintons. This is my take. Having witnessed their activity over the years, I do believe that they serve the interests of the Clintons more than they serve the interests of the left wing in general. But of course, because Clintons happen to be left wing, then But I did see leftists going against Clinton's and sparking the ire of Media Matters. So that's what I'm basing my take on. But now I want to show you something else that's interesting. During the Trump administration, a lot of people on Twitter were saying that, oh my God, fascismus is coming to the United States. Oh, human rights violations. Oh, kids in cages. Like, those were the talking points, if you guys happen to remember them. These individuals do not understand the concept of human rights if it hits them on the head. They literally believe that if they shipwreck on an island, that the island is violating their human rights because it does not provide them with free healthcare and free education. They believe that the government of Somalia is oppressing its people for not having public healthcare, okay? Like, this is the understanding of human rights. But it goes deeper than that. Apparently, they also think... But it goes much deeper than that. They do not even understand the concept of free speech. It's literally like the first right that's in the Constitution. Like, if you can't understand number one, how can you understand all of the other? So apparently, here you have people on Twitter, and as you can see, they're getting like 122 likes. I mean, these are hot takes. Republicans feel that the government should investigate journalists for publications they believe are unfair. Well, first of all, it's not Republicans. It's Elon Musk, who has been affected by slander. Right? Like, if you have a store... I mean, I'm trying to explain to leftists how it's like, but it's so difficult, you know? Like, I think I could do a better job explaining human rights to a child in kindergarten than to a leftist on Twitter. I don't know why that is. Like, you guys can make up your own mind on why I have such difficulties, because I don't think it's because I can't explain. Again, like, the child would understand, but then you have leftists on Twitter and this is more difficult. But imagine you open a store. I mean, again, like, trying to explain to a leftist the concept of opening a business. But anyway, right, so you open a store, and I come over there, and I say, you're doing child trafficking within this store. And then you have boycotts to your store. You have maybe a gunman coming in. You know, like, you have a pizzeria. You got a pizzeria, and I make this accusation against you, right? Should that be legal? Or is it slander? Like, I'm affecting your business. I'm affecting your... Is that free speech? Is that what you're understanding that free speech is? Interesting, because I think, like, what I'm just saying has happened, and social media and the entire apparatus of the state tried to crack down on those claims, right? And you weren't there like, oh, but the free speech, but I know it was like, oh, there's a danger, oh, conspiracy theory, we need to crack down more on it. I'm starting to think that some of these left-leaning folk may be a little bit disingenuous. Look at this, free speech absolutist, using state power to punish speech he doesn't like. Again, libel and slander are not free speech. The Supreme Court of the United States was very clear on the exceptions that free speech have. And the idea that Elon Musk is a free speech absolutist is a lie that I don't know where they got it from. Because Elon Musk has said on multiple occasions that there are things that he doesn't believe. Like, for example, he doesn't like what Alex Jones did, which is why he's not going to come back on the platform. If you actually listen to the man, rather than a caricature you have in your head, you'll notice that it's not exactly the painting that you have of him. And of course, you know, there are people on the right who disagree. It's like, oh, well, Alex Jones should be allowed back on the platform, but Elon Musk has a free speech absolute. But, like, he's not. He's literally not. He never claimed he was. I do not know where people are pulling this out from. He's not Count Dankula. He is not a free speech absolutist. He himself says it. Free speech for me, but not for the... Again, like, I love this idea, right? If I were to go and call your mother a woman of low moral fiber, and I ruin her reputation, she gets fired from work, everyone thinks that she is a lady of the night, and when you sue me, I go and I say, well, actually, hold on, I'm a journalist. I am a journalist. See, this is the law. I rise above it. I am above the law. I mean, the law applies to you, the peasant, but I am a journalist. Is that how it works? Like, you can slander and libel people as long as you have a press badge, and you're like, well, I'm a journalist. I can say whatever the fuck I want. You know, like CNN gets to blackmail people, gets to they're CNN. I genuinely believe my theory to be true. I have said on numerous occasions that the main difference between right-wing ideology and left-wing ideology is that right-wingers, they care about individuals. They care about their family, their friends, their close members in their community. Left-wing individuals care about institutions. So it doesn't matter what their family says. Their family is probably bigoted and oppressive. It doesn't matter what their circle of friends say. If their circle of friends say something that doesn't confirm with dogma, they're evil. The only thing they care about is what the institution says. So if you have like a couple of chuckleheads and they form an institution and its media matters, then everything they say is gospel. But those individuals that form the institution, in other contexts, anything they say doesn't matter. It's the same like honestly, like think about it, right? During the pandemic, like you could tell them something and they wouldn't believe you. And then when the policy would change, just because it was announced by an institution, all of a sudden they believed it. Like perfect example, you know, before COVID became a thing and people called it the Chinese virus. Do you guys remember that? Oh my God. The Chinese flu was it called. You can't say that. You're instigating to Asian hate. Oh, no, you can't. And the idea that this is even remotely dangerous is a harmful conspiracy theory. You had Democrats, you know, shaking hands with people in Chinatown, like, before the pandemic. You know, you had right-wingers like myself and were saying, look, this virus, it looks pretty bad. Like, it's going to come here, no matter what. So get some hand sanitizer, you know, buy some... buy some disinfectant. Like, make sure that you live a little bit more clean than usual. That's what I said on my channel. People were like, no, this is a conspiracy theory. Then it comes here, and everyone starts panicking and freaking out, and I'm saying, like, hey, you're freaking out a little bit too much. Freaking out a little bit too much. It's like, it is bad, but it is not the way you're claiming to be. You're pretending like it's the new Black Death. It's like, come on, it's not the Spanish flu. Now, the same people that before were saying that I'm a conspiracy theorist for saying that this is going to come here, they were like, oh no, you're not panicking enough. You're not panicking enough and you're a danger to the public. I'm like, come the fuck on, you know? But all of this comes from the institutions. Like, if the institutions tell them something, it's like getting their marching orders. It's literally the NPC meme, the software update. The marionette man, it's another expression that was called before the NPC meme became a thing. This is a thing that has happened throughout human history since the French Revolution and probably after that. Like, you literally have Muppets going around and they say literally whatever they're required to say without any thought process, without thinking it, just... And they also have no shame. Like, if one day they say something and the next day they say literally the opposite, they will not apologize, hey, you were right. I mean, my private company can do whatever it wants. Do you guys remember that? Yeah, what happened to that? Apparently, the moment the Twitter files are revealed, and you see that the government was involved in censoring social media, just like right now they're openly involved in censoring the AI, people are like, oh, okay, well, it happened, but that's a good thing. It's like, if it was a good thing, why didn't you say it back then? You know, when people were talking about social media being censored, instead of saying, well, it's a private company, can do whatever it wants, why didn't you say, well, the government should actually censor it, it's a good thing. Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.